All right, sis, it is day 4 of the self-care challenge. How are you doing so far? How are days 1 through 3? Are you getting it? Are you starting to put the pieces together and putting it as part of your daily routine? That's the goal here. This is really all about you taking these 21 days and creating a self-care routine throughout the day. Remember, self-care is not an event. It's something we do throughout the day for ourselves. So I hope you are taking all of this in and you're able to see how you can put little pieces of these little tips that I'm giving you for the next 21 days into parts of your life. That is not just about going to get your nails done, getting your hair done, going to get a manicure or a pedicure, or going on a girls' weekend. All of those things are great. But what I want you to learn from this 21-day challenge is simply this: self-care is a lifestyle, and you can make it true in your life. You can do this. You can make this part of your everyday routine in just a few minutes a day. Not anything overwhelming, not anything you got to sit down and prepare for, but you can make this part of your everyday life routine. So today, day 4, is one of my favorite things to talk about as a therapist, as a coach. It is the power of our words. Yes, the words we speak create, the words we speak tear down, the words we speak create life, the words we speak can bring about death. That is scriptural. So if I were to be in your brain right now, what are the thoughts that I would see you thinking about yourself? Are you thinking positive thoughts about yourself? Or are you thinking negative thoughts about yourself? Are you thinking thoughts of life? Or are you thinking thoughts that bring about death to you? And I'm not talking a physical death. I'm talking a mental death, an emotional death, a spiritual death. What are the thoughts that you think about yourself? So today, let's talk about the power of our words. One of the things that I absolutely love doing with my clients and love doing personally are affirmations. And affirmations are simply positive statements used to challenge negative thoughts. And these positive statements reinforce our positive mindset. And that's what propels us to the life that we want. It's a positive mindset reinforced by positive thoughts. And so here's the thing. You didn't just learn how to think negatively. It was something that you learned and something that you continue to practice. Now, to bail you out here, I'm going to tell you this, that the mind is designed to always look at negative things. Let me say that again. The mind is designed to always look at negative things. Why? Number one, because it's always trying to figure out how to keep you alive, right? The mind is designed to keep you alive. That's its job. That's what it's going to do. So if it's always thinking negatively, it's thinking that way because it's trying to keep you safe and to make sure that it keeps you alive. But here's the thing. You have to be intentional and you have to consciously change that. Remember, the mind is a goal-seeking machine. Like whatever you put in it, that's what it's going to spit out. Much like our computers, right? We always think our computers are smarter than us. They really aren't. It's whatever we put in is what we get out. So your mind is no different. Whatever you put in is what you're going to get out. You can't plant, and we have some orange trees back here. You can't plant orange trees and expect apples. Whatever you put in, that's what you get out. So if you're planting seeds of negativity, then what you see comes out of your mind is going to be negativity, and what you're always looking for is going to be negativity. But if you plant seeds of positivity, which is intentionally something you have to do, if you're planting those seeds of positivity, the brain is going to start looking for positive things because that's the seed that you planted. So let's talk about affirmations. Back in the day, one of the things that I used to do, and I still do it occasionally because I'm a visual learner, so I love to see things. But what I used to do is go grab the index cards. Now I'm not I am not talking about those ugly white index cards that you and I had to have for our senior research project. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the beautiful color index cards. And I would go grab those and I would write my affirmations on those index cards. So those index cards, if you were here at my house, those index cards are actually in my bathroom, they're in my car, they're on my computer. So they're in a place where I am, so I can see them and I could focus on them because I am a visual learner. Well, a few years ago, I learned to take those positive affirmations that I would write on the index card and I would say them into my voice recorder on my phone. I would play music in the background and I would say those affirmations into a voice memo on my phone. Here's why that is so powerful. Because those affirmations are being said in my voice. The same voice that would talk in my head is the same voice that I now hear out loud, and I can hear it through my ears and internalize it just as I would as if I were speaking them out loud to someone. So I take it from out of my head and I'm now speaking it out loud, right? And so that's how I've done my affirmations for the past few years. Here's why affirmations are so important. Here are 5 reasons why affirmations are so important, sis. And I want you to take these in. The first reason why affirmations are so important, it boosts our self-confidence, our self-esteem, our self-worth, our self-image, all of the selves. Affirmations can boost that. And that's why affirmations is so important, because many of us, as we age, well, let's just be honest, our self-confidence just kind of tanks a little bit. We don't feel the same. We don't look the same. We're not thinking the same. And we're starting to question who we really are. Like, can I really do this? Yes, sis, you can. Those are the things that start to come up as we start to age. But those affirmations are there just like the seeds that we just talked about. Those affirmations are seeds that we're planting into our own minds, right? And of course, a seed grows. So even as a seed grows underground, those seeds are growing in your spirit, in your mind, in your heart. And pretty soon they're going to come up and you begin to see the fruits of your labor. And so the number one reason why affirmations are so important, because they boost our self-confidence, self-esteem, self-image, self-worth. I call them all of the selves, right? Here's the second reason why affirmations are so important, because they increase our stick-to-itness. Resiliency, that bounce back stuff that you got, being able to just continue to show up even when things are not quite going right. Just being able to keep going through the tough times. Yeah, affirmations help with that. They increase your ability to stick to a thing, right? Sometimes we want to give up. Sometimes we just don't want to throw in the towel. Sometimes we just want to get in the bed and pull the covers over our head and be like, I am over this world right now. Yep, I've been there. Sometimes, sis, let me just be honest with you, it still happens. But an affirmation will pop up in my head and it'll remind me that, sis, you got to keep going. You can do this, right? So the number 2 reason why affirmations are so important, because they help to increase our stick-to-itness, our resiliency muscle. They build that resiliency muscle. All right, here's the number 3 reason why affirmations are so important. This is a big one. I love it. You've heard it 1 through 3 days, so you're going to hear it again in day 4. It reduces our stress and anxiety. How many times have I told you that stress and anxiety increase as we get older because we are so accustomed to managing and manipulating the outcomes that we want, only to find out that we really were not in charge of the outcomes in the first place? That's your free coaching lesson right there. Truth, truth, truth. But here's the thing. The more we learn that we are not in control of outcomes, the more anxious we become, because anxiety is rooted in the future. Okay? Depression is rooted in the past. Anxiety is rooted in the future. We are looking to control an outcome, so we get anxious about what's happening because we're trying to figure out how to make the outcome the way we want it. Notice I said make the outcome we want it, right? So now, affirmations, when you start to feel yourself becoming anxious or becoming stressed, you have your own personal affirmation. You can begin to recall it in your mind, or you can begin to say it out loud. Think about this. If you're starting to feel stressed or anxious, You do the 4x4 box breathing that we did on the first day. Couple that along with an affirmation while you're doing it, and you've got a recipe for success right there in calming your nervous system down so that you don't feel stressed and anxious. So that's the number 3 reason why affirmations are so important. They help to reduce stress and anxiety. Here's the number 4 reason, because it helps to create a positive outlook on your life. Remember, I asked the question, if I could be in your brain right now and listen to the thoughts that you think about yourself, what would I hear? What would be the thoughts that you're saying about yourself right now? Yep. What if I could really hear those? Are you looking at your life positively, or are you looking at it negatively? What are the thoughts that you think about you? So, affirmations help to create a more positive outlook on life, because your affirmations are spoken in the first person tense, meaning I, and you speak an affirmation in the way that you want it to actually happen. And I'm going to give you some examples of my affirmations in just a few minutes. So hang on till the end. Here we go. Number 5 reason why affirmations are so important: motivates you to prioritize your self-care. So before this 21-day challenge, how is that self-care routine going for you? Yeah. So affirmations help you to prioritize what we're learning in these 21 days. That self-care is not an event, it's a lifestyle. It's something we should be doing every single day. And affirmations remind you of the most important person, and that's you. Sis, you're important. And affirmations help you to remember that. So I want to share some of my own affirmations here. And these are recorded on my phone. So there are times when I'm driving around that I'll put my earbuds in and I'll listen to myself say these affirmations to myself, right? I have music playing in the background, and that I'm saying these affirmations in exactly the same way I'm going to say them to you, so that you can hear my tonation, you can hear what I'm saying to myself, how slow I'm articulating my words to myself, because I want it to seep in. Just as a seed is planted in the ground and you water the seed, you don't water a seed with a fire hose. You water a seed slowly because you don't want the seed to wash away. And so that's what I do when I speak these affirmations to myself. I'm intentional about the way I'm speaking. I'm speaking slow because I want the words to actually to be firmly planted in my spirit. So here's my first affirmation. And feel free to write these down and make them your own. Remember, affirmations are always spoken in the first person. So we're always going to use I. Okay. So listen closely, take notes, because your homework assignment is to create your own affirmations. So here are mine. I honor my body and nurture it with love and care. I honor my body and I nurture it with love and care. Here's the second affirmation. I am grateful for the lessons of my past and excited for the experiences of my future. I am grateful for the lessons of my past and excited for the experiences of my future. Here's the third one. I am deserving of love, success, and happiness. I am deserving of love, success, and happiness. And here's my final affirmation that I'm going to share with you. I feel vibrant and energized every day. I feel vibrant and energized every day. All right, sis, it's your turn. I want you to go sit down and I want you to come up with 5 affirmations. Remember, the affirmations are written in first person because you are talking to you, okay? And I want you to record them as a voice memo on your phone because I want you to play them back. I want you to hear you talking positivity to you in your own voice. All right. So we're going to get it out of the head. We're going to say these affirmations out loud so that we can hear ourselves speaking life to ourselves. Until tomorrow, enjoy the day. Be blessed. Don't forget to do your homework, and I will see you tomorrow for day 5 of the self-care challenge. Y'all be blessed.